Hello, my name is Molly Ertel, and I'm here to tell you a little about my story, Antepenultimate, and why I wrote it. Who writes a story based on a word that means the third from the end? Well, I did, partly because it's a big word for an obscure concept, but also because I received a Kit Kat clock as a gift, and it goes tick-a-tock. That's an antepenultimate rhythm, and I had to write about it. You've probably seen Kit Kat clocks. They're wall clocks that have been around since 1932. Once you put a battery in, the cat's eyes and tail shift left and right. People think they're cute. Not me. Between the shifty eyes and the arrhythmia, I think they're creepy. So does Mrs. K of my story, Antepenultimate, who also received a Kit Kat clock as a gift. She's a wordsmith and always the smartest person in the room. She's a talker, not a listener, and has no capacity for self-examination. And I wanted to get inside the head of a person with those characteristics, because we all know someone like her. Mrs. K is a little different, though. She's lost touch with reality and believes her Kit Kat clock talks to her. It starts off saying, son-in-law, son-in-law. Repeatedly, it upsets her. So she tries to hear brighter, more positive words instead. Strawberry, symphony. But soon the clock takes her all the way to the death chamber by telling her to smother him, smother him. Here's a brief reading, somewhere between where the clock is talking to Mrs. K about strawberries and before it moves on to smother him. I'd get one of these nice words in my head for a while and I'd kind of relax, like I wasn't under the clock's wicked spell any longer. But the tick-a-tock would come back louder, 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 outshouting the good thoughts and taking me down a dark alley saying, violence, battery, uxoricide. And I couldn't get those words out of my head. I tried. I really did try. I covered my head with my pillow. I read songs. I sang hymns. Now what? You look flummoxed. You don't know what uxoricide means, do you? I'll give you a definition in TV talk. It means wife murder. You're welcome. So that's Mrs. K. The other reason I wrote this story is I wanted to work through my own conflicted feelings about having worked for a State Department of Corrections that until recent years carried out the death penalty. I worked as a Spanish language translator and interpreter, a position that came about thanks to Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, but I always had misgivings about working for an agency that had the legal right to put people to death. I hope you'll read my story, Antepenultimate, and all the excellent stories in the soon-to-be-released Midnight Garden anthology. Thank you.